Hamas are Palestinians, okay? All of us Hamas,
No, you cannot say that.
No, I can't.
Did you hear that? One more time.
Are Palestinians, okay? All of us Hamas,
No, you cannot say that.
No, I can't.
So she said Hamas are Palestinians, right? So you know how sometimes here on this channel we try to separate Palestinians from Hamas, even though unfortunately these days there's a lot of support for Hamas in Palestine. After October 7th, their popularity rose to an all-time high, which is very unfortunate. We were trying to show that before October 7th, the popularity of Hamas in Gaza was pretty low. And we were trying to use that as a way to separate Palestinians from Hamas. Right now, the popularity of Hamas is high, but we still try to separate Palestinians from Hamas. Okay. However, this woman is saying, first she started saying that Hamas are Palestinians, like basically trying to say that these are not separable, and also saying all of us are Hamas. And at the end, I think she swore at him in Arabic. So I'm not going to translate that part because YouTube might be sensitive, because it was pretty like a really bad swear word. But listen to this again.
Hamas are Palestinians, okay? All of us Hamas,
All of us Hamas. All of us Hamas.
No, you cannot say that.
No, I can't.
Okay, so somebody said like, no, you cannot say that. That's anti-Semitism. And she's like, yes, I can say that. Well, technically she can. All right, so there's that. Let's go. Okay. Oh, let me actually respond to some criticism. Somebody could say, Armin, this does not represent all of the protesters. Obviously, that's one woman there, right? But remember, I don't have time to show everything to you. That there are a lot of anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, pro-Hamas chants and people among these protesters. This just represents one of them. And again, yes, there are many protesters there that might not support Hamas or might not be anti-Jewish. But the thing is that what we're trying to show is what the universities are dealing with, right? So even if your protest, even if it was like only 5% anti-Semitic, you have a protest filled with anti-Semitic people. You as a university, you have under Article 6 of the Civil Rights Act, you have a duty to stop that crap. Like I, as a Jewish student, if I was a Jewish student, I would not feel safe under these protests. It would be a legal obligation of the university, both public and private. Well, the private can do whatever they want. The private university, they could cancel anything anytime they want. It's their private property. But the public universities, again, under Article 6 of the Civil Rights Act, they will have a responsibility. If you have protesters saying, I am Hamas, we are all Hamas, yeah, you need to clean up. The fact that you're a public university doesn't mean that now these protests get to stay. It's a right. You have the right to protest if it's done in the proper way, if you get a permit for it, if you are not harassing other people, if you're not blocking students from going to their classes, and especially because of the Civil Rights Act, if you are not intimidating other students based on not just their religion or ethnicity, but also their nationality. So it's not just if you're a Jew, if you're Israeli, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm Jewish, I'm part of a protest. Yeah, there are a lot of Israelis as well. If you're Jewish and Israeli, you're extra threatened. And the Civil Rights Act makes it specific. Nationalism, your nation is also part of a protected class when it comes to public places that you should be able to have access to, as any citizen that is the student at that university. So you have a right to protest, but a Jewish student or an Israeli student also has a right, a protected right that the university is obligated to make sure that they protect, that you have a right to your classes, that you have a right to an environment where you're not intimidated. This was done to protect Black students against intimidation when they were going to universities and other places. So now that same rule applies to Jewish people. So if you have protesters saying, I am Hamas, yeah, you as a university, your obligation, even a public university, your obligation is to clean it up. And if you don't, I could sue you. I could sue you as a student. We could collectively, the Jewish students or Israeli students could collectively come sue you because you haven't done your obligation under the law. Right? Look at this. This is this is one video. I have hundreds of videos like this of students praying, like this in universities. Again, when I show these to Iranians in Iran, some of them, they can't believe what they're saying. They're like, are you sure this is America? Which university is this? I don't. That's a white boy, Muslim boy, reading the azan, preaching the azan. Look at that. These people think Islamic prayer and azan, the call to prayer, the azan, Islamic azan, is supporting Palestine. You see how Islam grows on people's victimization? This is how you spread religion. Religion grows on victimhood. That's why religion requires blood. That's why Islam wants blood. The Palestinian blood grows Islam. And that's why they want it to be shed. Do you see the motivation here? These people are convinced that Islamic symbolism and Islamic teachings and Islamic practices are in support of Palestinian children dying right now in Gaza. And this is why Islam's growth depends on the blood of Muslims. And this is why Islam kills Muslims, because it requires blood of Muslims for it to grow. This is why the main victims of Islam are Muslims. The main victims of Islam are Muslims. When you create the motivation, the structure of motivation for you to grow, for your victimhood to be the main way that you grow, then what do you think? What policies do you think that will motivate you for you to adhere to? What actions and policies would you choose? What do you think will happen? What would you think the result would be? Do you think you would try to avoid the killing of your own people? Do you think you will stand in front of it? Do you think that you will resist? Or are you going to be either careless or actually motivated to do things that will kill your own people when your ideology grows because of it?
Allah.
These are non-Muslim. These are mostly non-Muslim students observing an Islamic practice.
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
All right, let's go to the next one. This one is from which university? MIT. These are MIT students chanting, and the chant is in Arabic, but luckily we have an English translation for what they're chanting and the subtitle, right? Okay. So they're chanting. So it's saying, we wish to say it loud and clear, we don't want to see Zionists here. From water to water, means from the river to the sea. Palestine Arab. So basically it's saying the entirety of what they call Palestine, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea, that entire place that we call Palestine and Israel, they're saying all of it is Arab, right? So from water to water, Palestine, Arabia. So they considered all of it to be Arab land. So basically they're chanting for the annihilation of the country of Israel. Oh, well, actually, I didn't even have. I thought I had to interpret what they were saying, but no, they make it clear themselves. So the next chant, from water to water, Israel destroyed. Israel Harabiat. Israel Harabiat. Israel will be destroyed. Okay, again, from water to water, Palestine Arabiat, Palestine Arab. Okay, so now the next series of, I guess it keeps getting worse. We will sacrifice our blood and souls for you, Palestine. Well, I don't know how you sacrifice your souls. You're supposed to go to heaven if you sacrifice your blood for Palestine, but I don't think like, okay, whatever. بالروح بدم نفيدك يا فلسطين. Okay, نفديك يا فلسطين. Free. Okay, so now free Palestine, Israel, get out. So Palestine. So harra means freedom, barra means get out. So Palestine, harra, Israel, barra. So Palestine, free, Israel, get out. Free Palestine, Zionists, get out. The Iron Gate of Al-Aqsa open for the martyr. When I say these people are part of a cult of death, they celebrate death and they're anti-life, this is what I'm talking about. Is that better? These are MIT students, okay? MIT students, okay? This is, okay.